What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well this afternoon. And I had many people ask for a sort of rooting guide post mortem, which I was planning on starting to do a little later in the season, but people seem to really like the rooting guide stuff, so I'll go ahead and give the people what they want. We'll do a rooting guide post mortem where we just try to get a feel for how the last week went outside of just the Seahawks game. Obviously, the Seahawks lost, and that's unfortunate, but there are many other games that affect the Seahawks, just none that affect them as much as themselves. And this is not a bad week to go ahead and start doing these because other than the Seahawks themselves, the Seahawks actually got a lot of good results. So a lot of teams went out of their way to help the Seahawks, and the Seahawks could not help themselves. So that's unfortunate. But let's go ahead and run it down here because this was actually a really good week if you exclude our own game. Thursday Night Football, it doesn't really mean that much anymore, like I've said before, because the Broncos are so bad, there's no way we get their third round pick. We're getting the Saints pick. But some people have pointed out we want the Broncos to get as high a pick as possible because the higher they pick, it means the lower these other teams are picking, like, say, Arizona. So we actually want the Broncos to lose for that purpose as well. So if the Broncos keep Caleb Williams away from Arizona, then I'm grateful for that. And in order to get Caleb, they can't win any more games pretty much. Maybe one more, but maybe not even that. So that's a good result. Ravens Titans didn't mean anything, but Commanders Falcons was huge, and we got exactly what we needed here. Commanders win. I I can't be that worried about the Commanders being legit this year. Like they're way too up and down and inconsistent. They are a mediocre. They're kind of the definition of a mediocre team, but unlike some mediocre teams that just kind of stay in the middle all the time, they're up and down and left and right and back and forth. And they were they were the bad version. They excuse me, the good version of themselves this week when we needed it. So I this was big. Atlanta is going to have a lot of easy wins. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to pile up W's and I think get to double digit wins and make the playoffs. So them dropping a game that they should win, playing the Commanders at home, is big time. I don't think the impact of this game can be undersold. The Commanders, they're going to play their division, which is a pretty tough division overall. I know the Giants aren't that good, but they're going to play tough teams on their schedule. We play them, by the way, so we have a chance to handle that ourselves. And we they'll probably go away on their own. The Falcons are not going to go away because of how soft their schedule is. So that's a great result. Vikings Bears, I guess technically we wanted the Bears to win, but it's super thin and honestly who cares? 49ers Browns, this was massive. It would have been bigger if we had actually beat the Bengals, but yeah, whatever. Sometimes you can't get everything you want, but the Browns showed that the Niners are mortal. They beat them with a third string quarterback and a backup running back. Like, not even really a good game that they played. PJ Walker was miserable. He threw two picks and probably should have thrown like eight more. And the Browns still find a way to win a game. So now the 49ers actually look human, and more importantly, they lost. So I'm definitely going to count that one in the big dubs category, and that may end up important later on, right? Like beyond just the loss, you see what Brock Purdy is when he doesn't have everything perfect around him. He is a very mediocre quarterback. And I mean, I already felt like I knew that, but it's good to see confirmation, I guess. Um, we got Panthers Dolphins again. Very little consequence, but we did actually want Miami to win because Carolina's in the NFC. So, and by the way, Carolina, it doesn't really matter that much to me. The fact that they traded their pick to Chicago, neither team's in the NFC West, so I'm not worried about a team like the Bears getting the number one pick, or maybe even the top two picks. I mean, if there's any team in the league that's gonna just screw that up, it's the Panthers, right? Colts Jags didn't really matter. Another low key big one, Saints Texans. This was huge because I wasn't expecting to get help in this one, and the Texans overcame a pretty big game from Derek Carr to hold the Saints to just 13 points despite him throwing for yards all over the place. Huh. That sounds very familiar. A quarterback throwing for a bunch of yards but only scoring 13 points. Huh. Why does that feel so familiar? But anyway, Houston comes through big time, and this was one of the ones that I really wanted for so many reasons. I mean, the Saints don't look like they're that good. They're okay, but at this point, I don't even know if I would call the Saints good. So that's an NFC team that I'm not as worried about as I was before. And Houston is pushing that Arizona first round pick down. Like it looks like the Texans might end up being a 7 or 8 win team this year. Maybe 9. They look decent, man. CJ Stroud's coming through for us in a big way here, and I'm grateful. That's going to make life so much easier if Arizona doesn't have two top 5 picks, and it doesn't look like they will. Patriots, Raiders, no real consequence there. We did want the Rams to lose, so that's one area where we didn't get a boost. It's not the end of the world, but the Rams are not going to go away anytime soon. Their schedule upcoming is pretty good. Um, we got a hand from the Jets. I said in my pregame video I wasn't expecting it, but we needed a hand from the Jets. Knock down the Eagles a peg. It doesn't seem like it means a lot right now, but it can absolutely mean a lot later. The Eagles taking that fat L. That may end up allowing us to battle with them in the seeding at some point. Now, it does kind of let the Cowboys back into the divisional race a little bit, but I'm sorry. I'm looking at that Cowboys team and I'm thinking to myself, you're going to have to do a lot for me to think you're not frauds after what happened against the Niners. Sorry. So the Eagles still probably going to win the division, but hey, knock them down a little bit. If Seattle can find their groove later on, you never know. I mean, we have no stake in the Jets losing. We don't need the Jets to lose for any real reason, no objective reason. So may as well. Lions Bucks, we got what we wanted. The Lions are going to win their division regardless. I feel very comfortable saying that right now. And the Buccaneers were kind of threatening to hang around obnoxiously as a wild card team, and that's doesn't look like that's actually going to happen now because Baker Mayfield's hurt and they took a loss in a game that they needed to kind of prove that they were for real. So that's a great result. That's low key kind of big. It took me a while to really understand exactly how much better the Lions are than every other team in their division, but they are. They're running away with that one, I think. Giants Bills, technically, we wanted the Bills to win. I know it doesn't seem like it matters at all, and I mean, really, it doesn't, but realistically, that Giants team is another organization that is so bad right now. We kind of want them picking high because whoever they draft, they're going to mess up. I'm not really afraid of the Giants getting Caleb Williams and then getting the most out of him. They're going to get the least out of him. So that was a good result. We did not get the cherry on top. We really would have loved the Cowboys to find a way to lose to the Chargers. That would have been beautiful. But we were teased. Both teams didn't look that good. Both teams had dumbass coaching decisions, but we didn't get it. No cherry on the cupcake. But this was a really good week. We got so many results that we wanted. We got so many results that we needed. And if you're looking for a rooting guide postmortem for the Seahawks, I think we can safely say that this was a successful week. Now we just need to get back to the winning ways, our winning ways, so that this stuff actually matters. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Maybe another video coming later today, but more videos coming tomorrow, definitely if not. See y'all later.